Now moving on to the second quantum number, which is the azimuthal quantum number. Remember this previous example that I had given you? Science. There was science subject. What was science called? It was called shells. Then what was the other one? Biology and chemistry. It was called subshells. The last one, it was called orbitals. So we are done with shells. We studied principal quantum numbers. Next, which we are going to study, that is azimuthal quantum number. So let's see what is azimuthal quantum number. If you can remember from the first slide, I had told you that azimuthal quantum number is represented as letter L. Okay. Now you have learned how to calculate the principal quantum number. Now how do you calculate this azimuthal quantum number? If you can remember, azimuthal quantum number is represented by the letter L. Okay. Now we have already learned how to calculate principal quantum number. That is, principal quantum number is represented by N. Azimuthal is represented by L. Now how do we calculate L? This is the formula. Okay. For every N value, the L value is ranging from 0 to N minus 1. Okay. So 1 will have 0. 2. If I take 2, 0 to n minus 1. 0, comma, what is n? 2. 2 minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? 1. So I'll have 0, comma 1. If it is 3, 0, comma 1, comma 2. So let us see our second quantum number. That is azimuthal quantum number. Okay. Now this is represented by small letter L. It is represented by small letter L. Now before, in the first one, we had studied about principal quantum number. What does that represent? It represents shell. Now this is under that shell. Okay, this is subshell. It's a part of shell. So we are studying subshell. Okay. So for every n shell, means for every shell, the L values are given as 0 to n minus 1. They are saying for every shell, the subshell is calculated from 0 to n minus 1. So let us see the example. Now n is equal to 1. How do I calculate my subshell value? You will calculate it as 0 to n minus 1. This is the formula. Okay. If n is 1, substitute here. 1 minus 1. What do I get? 0. So my L value is 0. In the K shell, what will be my L value? It is 0. Next, let us move to the second shell. That is n is equal to 2. Which shell? It is L shell. Now let us calculate the L value. 0 to n minus 1. Now I will write 0 as it is. Now what is my n value? It is 2. 2 minus 1. What is 2 minus 1? It is 1. So I will get it as 0, 1. So my subshells, there are two subshells, 0 and 1. Let us take it as values for now. There are two values which I got for L shell. Next, let us see our third shell, that is M shell. Now calculating for this, L is equal to 0, what is n here now? N is 3. What is 3 minus 1? It is 2. So I can have values up to 2, from 0 to 2. Okay. So what are the values? It is 0, 1, 2. So 3 values I am obtaining. Next, let us move to the last shell, that is N shell. N is equal to 4. Okay. Principal quantum number is 4. Name of the shell is N shell. Substitute in this formula. 0 to, what is N? It is 4. What is 4 minus 1? 3. So I can have values from 0 to 3. 4 minus 1, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So I have got my L values or subshell values for my shell, each shell. So K shell, it is 0. L shell, it is 0, 1. M shell, it is 0, 1, 2. N shell, it is 0, 1, 2, 3. Now what is this L value? What exactly is the name of it? We know that it is subshell. It is called as subshell. But do you know every value here has a name? So let us see that. So if L is 0, the name is S subshell. Okay? If L is 0, the name is S subshell. If L value is 1, the name is P subshell. If L is 2, the name of it is D subshell. If L is 3, it is called F subshell. I have to remember one more thing. Whenever you write the names of subshell, it should be small letters. Okay, always. It should not be capital. It should be small letters. So now let us move one step higher. Okay, it is very simple. I will make it very simple. Now we have n is equal to 1. What is the name of my shell? That is K shell. What is my L value from the calculations? I have got it as 0. What is the name of that subshell? It is S subshell. Okay, it is S subshell. Now since it is in first shell, which is also called as n is equal to 1. First shell. Okay, it's present in first shell. The name of that subshell, I will write it as 1s subshell. I hope it is understandable. What I did? Name of the shell. The first shell, which is immediately outside the nucleus, which is surrounding the nucleus, that is n is equal to 1. It is called K shell. From the calculations, I got my value as 0. L is equal to 0. What is the name of that subshell? It is S subshell. Okay, so I've written S subshell. Now since it belongs to first shell, as an indication, I will write it as 1s subshell. So whenever I say 1s, that means it is a subshell which belongs to K shell. Okay, suppose if I say S subshell, you will never know to which shell it belongs. So to make it more particular, we are writing the principal quantum number and then the subshell. Now whenever I say 1s, we can immediately say that it belongs to K shell. Okay, and K shell has only one subshell. That you have to remember. Moving on to the second one, when n is equal to 2, the name of that shell is L shell. From the calculations, we have got values as 0, 1. What is 0? 0 is your S subshell. What is 1? That is your P subshell. So we have two subshells, S and P. So we are writing it as 2S, 2P subshell. Okay, this is very important to know because while you write the electronic configuration, this will help you a lot. Okay, so next moving on to n is equal to 3. Name of the shell is M shell. What are the values we got? That is 0, 1, 2. What is the name of this subshell? 0 is S, 1 is P, 2 is D. So we have three subshells, S, P, D. So I will write it as 3S, 3P and 3D subshells. So there are three subshells present in M shell. Okay. Next moving on to n is equal to 4. What is the name of the shell? It is N shell. What are the values we got? L is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is S subshell, P, D and F. So we get 4S, 4P, 4D and 4F subshell. So these are the 4 subshells obtained in N shell. Okay. So now we have already studied what is the L value and what is the name of the subshell. So if the L value is 0, your subshell is S. If it is 1, it will be P, 2, D, 3, F. So these are the 4 numbers and names of subshells that you should know in your high school level. Okay. So moving ahead, we have the name of the subshell. Okay, now if I have N shell, I have L shell, so I'll write it as 1s. If it is 2, 0, it will be written as 2s. 2 and 1. 2 as the shell, name of the shell, and 1 is the subshell. So it will be written as 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4s. So this is how you write the shells. Moving ahead, we have our third quantum number, that is magnetic quantum number.